Hi guys, I'm Cherie. I am the face behind Ten of Water astrology page, and I just wanted to share my interpretation of the upcoming Gemini new moon. A new moon is when the sun and moon are conjoined or conjunct, when that just means that they are both in the same sign. Um, this new moon is a really good new moon for manifesting, just because this one it comes in with like a breath of fresh air. It doesn't have any crazy like transits around it or anything wild happening as of yet. Um, Once we get to mid-June, things kind of starting to get a little wacky. We might be in for a ride with some of the upcoming transits this summer, but this new moon falls within a pretty smooth like period, so it's a really good time to do manifestations if you do like new moon journals or rituals or things like that. This new moon is a very favorable time for that. We will have a new moon at 12 degrees of Gemini. Gemini is the sign that's under the planet under the command of the planet of Mercury. Um, Mercury is like a fast moving planet. It's our planet of communication. Gemini also rules short distance travel, education, siblings, and things like that. So, this is a good moon to manifest. If you are thinking about buying a new car or you need a new car, or if you've been thinking about expanding on your education, like taking classes, getting certifications or courses, or attending webinars or seminars, this is a very favorable new moon for things like that. And I always tell people, if you're really into astrology and you know how to look into your birth chart, definitely take a look at where Gemini is in your birth chart, as well as Gemini's opposite of Sagittarius. Me, for instance, Gemini falls in my 8th house and Sagittarius is in my 2nd house because I am a Scorpio rising. So for me, I'll kind of zoom in a little bit and take a look on my finances and how I've been managing debt and things like that. And just kind of looking at my money and my career path. For this particular new moon, but definitely take a look at your natal chart if you know how to look into your natal chart to see where Gemini and its opposite Sagittarius falls. There are a few transits that come along with this new moon. We will have Venus trine Pluto, so you may find yourself wanting to be more loving and affectionate and kind of just sharing the love, just because Venus will be trining Pluto, or you'll want to kind of focus more on how much you love and care about people who are special to you. This is like a good transit for love and romance, because it's like a trine is like a smooth energy. Um, Also, with Venus trining Pluto, could be definitely a good time to get on your profit trail with your finances, or like a profitable venture. Definitely take a look into those things, because Venus trine Pluto is an easy energy. um, we will also have Jupiter retrograde squaring Neptune. This one can get a little icky. So you want to make sure you're using discernment and being mindful of being overly optimistic. There's absolutely nothing wrong of being optimistic, but you want to make sure that you're not being overly optimistic and kind of just waving off like red flags or things like that. Just with this Jupiter retrograde squaring Neptune, and it'll be more exact around the 16th, 17th, 18th. So definitely be mindful of things like that around that time. And another transit we will have is Saturn sextiling Neptune. This is good energy to take like a realistic excuse me, got a little tongue tied, but taking a realistic approach to your dreams and goals. It's mainly about just knowing how to work with your limitations, and it's kind of working for the long run, not instant gratification type energy, but working on your foundations and building them for the long run, like sort of a delayed gratification per se. Um, some other things to take a look at with this Gemini full moon, and I was looking at my little notes here, so if you're wondering what I was looking at there, is Gemini is under the command of Mercury, like I stated earlier. So it's all about communication. You want to take a look at how you've been communicating, like how have you been communicating with other people, whether it's coworkers, friends, family, like how have your communications been with those people? Like, are there things that you need to work on with your communication to get an easier flow? Just take a look at your communication during this new moon to see if there's something that you could work on. And also take a look at how you're communicating to yourself. Like, are you speaking love into yourself? Are you speaking positive to yourself? That's always definitely worth taking a look into. You kind of, Gemini is quick moving. Gemini is a very intelligent sign. If you haven't already noticed, or if you don't know a Gemini or someone with Gemini placements, they learn things very fast, very quickly. Like, they can skim over something and be on to the next thing before you can bat an eye. But with this Gemini new moon, don't only get out there and skim the surface, like explore, but think of in terms of like how you can skim the surface, and how can you communicate and build like a work ethic towards successes, and the life that you dream of for yourself. Like, by all means, get out and pick up information, but pick it up in terms of how to I learned, like, hey, I learned this, and I'm just gonna dig below the surface. I'm going to do more than skimming. Just because Gemini learns things so quickly. But with this new moon, also manifests building like foundations to go back to where you can skim the surface, like dig underneath the surface, not just skim it. This is also a good moon that can be really beneficial for writing projects. So if you like to write, like myself, get out there and write. Not saying you're gonna run out and publish it tomorrow, but get started on things like that. This is a really good time to share your story and communicate. I don't have too much. Just once we get to mid-June, we're going to get into some interesting energy, and I definitely will be posting more videos. This is actually my first YouTube video, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I was of help. If you are interested in like a natal chart reading, you can email me at 10ofwater@gmail.com. I also do intuitive readings as well. So if you are interested in intuitive readings, definitely send me an email at 10ofwater@gmail.com. But thank you for tuning in to my first video. I really appreciate the support. I was a little nervous. I'm not really a video person, but I have been working on just sharing what I know as I'm learning. I'm also sharing with other people. So yeah, like, share, and I appreciate the support. Happy New Moon.